No, it's excellent to you.
With a real boxer, a real world champion boxer, that the only other time he was in for the fans to get mad with that was against Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with,
The world of boxing is about to witness something extraordinary and terrifying as Gervonta Davis prepares for his long-awaited showdown against... But this isn't the same Tank fans remember from his lightweight days. This version of Davis is different, bigger, stronger, and more explosive than ever before. Recent footage from his Netflix training documentary has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, showing a visibly bulked-up Davis who looks more like a welterweight destroyer than the lightning-fast knockout artist fans are used to seeing.
So much about him fighting somebody your size. His next opponent is, by far, the most credentialed guy ever fought actively in his prime. There's one problem. He fights at 135 pounds. He fights at 135.
Countdown to fight night begins. Experts, fans, and even rival fighters are stunned by what they're witnessing. And it's clear that Jake Paul may be walking into the most dangerous fight of his career. Netflix's behind-the-scenes coverage of the Davis vs. Paul training camps has already become one of the most talked-about sports docuseries of the year. The streaming giant has gone all in on this fight, branding it as the ultimate power versus precision matchup. But what's caught everyone off guard is the first episode dropped clips of Davis working out shirtless, revealing a thicker frame-broadened shoulder and a shredded arms that looked like they belonged on a middleweight.
Tank Davis fight got moved to Miami.
I think Jake wins.
Jake's just so big, dude.
I think Jake wins.
This is different because it's similar. It's similar to Logan versus Mayweather, but Jake Paul now obviously is way more advanced than where Logan was at that moment in time.
I mean, it's just fucking sick.
I mean, yeah, no, but dude,
Did
Jake,
you ever watch his highlights?
Jake can crack,
nasty,
man.
He's so sick. I love that guy, bro.
Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're gonna do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're gonna spot us some pound. Tank has one job to do, that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I am an abundance of.
Trainers say he's added more pounds of lean muscle, all while maintaining his signature speed and explosiveness. Throughout his career, Davis has been known for his compact, muscular build, a powerhouse at 135 pounds capable of knocking out anyone with a single punch. But this new version of Tank looks like something out of a comic book. We wanted a different Tank for this one. Jake's a naturally bigger guy. He's used to cruiserweight strength. So we brought in power coaches, we changed the diet, and we focused on raw explosion. What you're seeing now is the Tank 2.0. Stronger, faster, meaner. This new conditioning program reportedly includes UDID Olympic-style powerlifting leometric work.
Gervonta Davis. This is not a fight that I'm excited for at all. I would rather have Gervonta Davis fighting in a real boxing match against the likes of Lamont Roach, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Emmanuel Navarrete, anybody that is in the 135-pound division and around. That's where I want to see Gervonta Davis fight. However, we live in a world where everybody is trying to do things as big as possible. And the biggest fights possible right now, unfortunately for the sport of boxing, is an exhibition fight between Jake Paul
and altitude training. Instead of cutting down to 135 or 140, Davis will reportedly weigh in near 150 pounds, the heaviest of his professional career. On the other side, Jake Paul isn't backing down. The YouTuber turned boxer, who has been steadily improving under the tutelage of Shane Mosul, saw the footage and responded on social media. Cool muscles, bro, but this ain't body.
And Gervonta Davis. So, I do like it for this reason, though. I like it because it is allowing Gervonta Davis to have a fight that is going to be big and that the mainstream media is going to have to cover, the mainstream media outside the world of boxing. Gervonta Davis has been, without a doubt, blocked, having venues blocked, having fighters, having other promoters paying fighters away to go different directions from Gervonta Davis. So Gervonta Davis was in a bit of a hole, and he gets an opportunity to fight Jake Paul for $200 million or whatever. I don't mind it at all.
Building. It's boxing. I'll turn that bulk into fatigue by round 4. But fans aren't convinced. Davis' reputation for knockout power is legendary, and if that power translates up to a heavier weight, Paul could be in serious trouble. Still, Jake's confidence comes from his own size advantage. At 6 feet tall, with long reach and solid fundamentals, he's used to facing power punchers. His camp believes that if Davis bulks up too much, it could slow him down, making him easier to hit. The Netflix cameras have also amplified the Guar's
is big. Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
Psychological warfare between both fighters. Davis has been eerily quiet in interviews, giving short, chilling responses that make him sound laser-focused. In contrast, Jake Paul has leaned into the entertainment side, cracking jokes, posting memes, and taunting Davis online. But as the fight draws closer, even Jake's energy seems when a fighter transforms like Davis has, physically and mentally, it creates a fear factor. Jake's used to being the bigger man.
Comfortable facing off. He just did. We've seen other face-off this Tank done. He gets in their face and they're intense and he looks good. He looked very meager up there. You've had 8 fights and you're gonna go tangle with Tank Davis. And the story instantly comes out. Jake is so much bigger. There is such a compliment to Jake within that insult. It is meant to be an insult. It is meant to take away from a potentially glorious moment for Jake. But where the compliment comes is it means the public believes he's gonna win. That's what.
For the first time, he's facing someone smaller who looks like a tank in every sense of the word. The bout is being billed as one of the most intriguing crossover fights ever, and Netflix is making sure it's a global spectacle. The Countdown series will lead directly into a live fight broadcast, complete with cinematic storytelling and pre-fight documentaries on both athletes. But make no mistake,
I guess Tank is going broke because that's the only justifiable reason you ruin your legacy against a guy like Jake Paul. And yes, I do think Jake Paul is going to win. Tank Davis is a much better boxer and has crazy power, but he's 5'5", 130. That power is not going to carry over against someone who is 6'1", 210. And it's not like Jake is bad. Yes, his fights are boring. He says he's going to step in the ring and sleep his opponents, but the only people who end up sleeping are the audience. Mike Tyson fight. But at the end of the day, he's a big guy with power who is training boxing full time, and he has beaten some legitimate competition. Woodley, Nate Diaz, Anderson Silva, Mike Perry had a competitive fight with Tommy Fury, but it's crazy.
This isn't just entertainment for Gervonta Davis. This is pita sauce. Arsenal.e's heard all the critics who doubted him for taking on a YouTuber. He's seen the memes, the comparisons, the dismissive comments. And now, with his new physique and as the...
I gotta ask you, Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. Does Davis have a chance?
Fucking no. Gervonta is a great boxer, but he ain't got.
So you got Jake Paul by knockout, or?
No, I don't got anybody, but I don't think.
He's just too small.
It's just. I don't want to beat up somebody that small. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think of the fight?
I don't want to lose to somebody that. There's no point in the fight. It's a great fight, actually.
You think
I'm not hating on the fight, but I think. My thoughts on it is let's watch and see what happens.
Ryan Garcia said that boxing is turning into WWE.
Yeah,
with that type of matchup. You agree? Last thing, White House card, like he said, you want Conor McGregor?
Yeah, but the whole thing's on WWE. So
right.
It's like, at least that's happening and getting something to talk about, something to watch. And
This version of Davis is different, bigger, stronger, and more explosive than ever before. Recent footage from his Netflix training documentary has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, showing a visibly bulked-up Davis who looks more like a welterweight destroyer than the lightning-fast knockout artist fans are used to seeing. As the countdown to fight night begins, experts, fans, and even rival fighters are stunned by what they're witnessing. And it's clear that Jake Paul may be walking into the most